Peace party people, this is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo.
I am Warren Peace.
And today's special guest is...
Frédérik Durand, a.k.a. SNAILS. What's up, guys? Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for having me.
Hey,
over
man.
here.
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for
Amazing.
being here.
It's great to be here. We just fought some really nasty traffic. But you gave us a list of some of your favorite songs of all time.
Yes, some
We
of
went
my
to-
favorite ever.
Yeah, we found a lot
I heard
of
you're
it
the
on
plug
vinyl.
in. You're the plug in Vegas.
That's
so
right.
He's the
We'll,
man.
we'll
That's
see
right.
that. We'll
He's
see
the
that.
man.
Yeah. So we went and tracked down everything on vinyl, and now we're going to play those tracks and let the record show.
Sick. Hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Word.
All right, Snails. First up on your list, Nirvana, Unplugged in New York, and your track on here was Come As You Are, but I know you
Yes.
probably wanted the original version, but we can't pass up the beautiful Unplugged album.
That's actually cool that
yeah.
we talk about that because it's actually a thing that's pretty crazy in the time whenever I was listening a lot of bands.
Yeah.
I felt it's something that doesn't happen anymore. All the live stuff or like unplug or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's no like live version of a song as a DJ. You know?
Yeah.
And like a lot of songs of my favorite are live because like most of the time they gotta come up with like different type of like playing the song or like
Sure.
they're gonna do it longer.
Yeah.
So that song is part of like one of the first songs I ever learned into like
To
the
play, you
patch of
mean?
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
The guitar.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the first. There's some songs I'll start learning just playing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to sing like that song.
Yeah.
And it was so terrible that I was like, no, it's never gonna work. I'm gonna let the boys sing it for me. But it's like one of the songs I was trying to like sing and like do it because it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know, like the chords and everything. The notes
Sure.
are pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I remember, and that remembers me just like the high school time.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm the back of the bus and with the cool gang, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And just like with my CD player. Like,
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the songs definitely
So,
marked.
was this the moment you started singing? You're like, you know what? I don't like this side of it. Let me get behind.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
scenes.
Let me just put my guitar and everything back and start being a DJ.
That sounds pretty good in the shower. yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, my mirror didn't crack today, so
Yeah.
that's good. But no, yeah, I feel like it's like whenever I started that, and I'm a big fan of Nirvana in general. They have so many classics.
Yeah,
like Come
yeah.
As You Are, and even in EDM,
Yeah.
they have
Sure.
like so many, like Smell Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, has been
Like the
remixed,
Big
You
Room
probably still
remix.
like that, right? Of course.
I wish, yeah. It's
Ah.
just been overplayed so much, but it's
Yeah.
still like one of the classic songs all
Yeah.
the time. Gets people so insane. So
Sure.
it comes from like all the influence I have for sure.
All right. How about the? Well, tell us about the unplugged version. Did you stumble upon this special when it came out, or later, or?
Yeah, I had it, so I had the CD of it.
Yeah.
So definitely. From that version, I like both are pretty much my favorite. Like
Yeah.
the whole Unplugged album is pretty legendary. It's definitely part of like those like bucket lists that I was really happy
Sure.
to have whenever like they came out.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. And yeah.
Yeah, they
that's
killed it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, there it is. Nirvana, Come As You Are, unplugged version. All right, Fred. Here we have the Skrillex 3LP vinyl box set. This is, I think, the only
Damn.
way you can get this on vinyl. But
That's legendary right there.
yeah, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites was your cut, and this is a seminal moment for dubstep as a genre.
This is exactly. I remember the day when it came out.
Yeah.
When it came out on Beatport.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In the OG Beatport. And
Yeah.
I was watching all the top 10 and everything. I'm like, there's no way. So it was shook. Like
Yeah.
everybody in the dubstep and EDM world, like
Yeah.
they didn't know what was happening. You know,
Uh-huh.
like it was so crazy to see. Like every single song was like top 10.
Yeah.
And like in the time you knew that every song that was like top 5 or like whatever were a banger.
Right.
So like, what's happening now? And like I remember we had discussion with all my friends in my hometown, like
Yeah.
Montreal. We're like, there's something happening. Like this dude is gonna destroy something, like
Yeah.
everything, you know?
Yeah.
And like that drop, whenever
Yeah.
we first started, we're like,
Yeah.
yeah. You hit it, you're like, damn. Like in that time, I feel like our ear was different, but
Sure.
it's like it marked for me the EDM world like a million times. All
Yeah.
of his album, but especially that one because I was like one of the first one that I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was the first one he did after From First to Last. So
Yeah.
I think he had maybe other stuff, but yeah, he blew up the whole world with that. So definitely will influence my whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, you probably get asked this a lot, but I mean, how did you end up running into him and getting your music out on his label in those early days?
Yeah, it worked with basically my manager. Whenever I
Yeah.
start working, I was working some weird sound and like
Yeah.
weird song.
Yeah.
It happens to have like this song called Wild that I was basically just working on it with my boy Anti-Serum.
Yeah.
And whenever we had it, I sent it to my manager, and they were like, "Never heard that. What the hell?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm on the way to Ultra because Jackie was playing for the first time ever.
Yeah.
At Ultra Miami 2015.
Uh-huh.
And they're like,
Wow.
"Yo, like I'm on the boat with him. Like I'm gonna give it to him." I'm like, "Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
there's no chance."
Yeah.
And then I was watching the live stream in my house. I was like with my mom and everything, and I heard it. I'm like, "Uncle Wa, Mom."
Oh, you
Like-
dropped it. Yeah.
Like,
Like
and I heard it, and you see the chat whenever people are like talking.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was really like, ID, what the hell? Like, I'm sure it's a dude Snails. Like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like came really, really crazy.
Nice.
And, it's funny because like whenever I heard that song, all my sound and everything come from basically that album. Because
Sure.
when I was hearing it, I was like, I'm gonna redo the same sound as Skrillex. Like I can do it. And I tried, and the same thing as Come As You Are. I was like, I sing so bad, I'm gonna stop it. I was like trying to redo his sound and like wobble and like those growls. Stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, I suck at this. I cannot do that. So I created other sound that became
Right.
my sound.
Right.
Sure.
But they just like became from him. I was like, one day I'm gonna do some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Remember? And that's all started from that.
that's living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we were working Excess, the song was, you know,
Oh
obviously
yeah,
huge.
it was a
But I
game
remember
changer.
first hearing this going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like everybody,
And
I
the
feel
same thing
like.
we used, I was like, what sound is, where did that
Yeah, yeah.
sound come from? And then
And they were saying, remember, they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's two. We can't book that."
Yeah.
Remember, they
Yeah.
were really apprehensive,
Yeah.
and then they booked it, and
Yeah.
it killed.
Yep.
They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the best now.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like, oh
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
told you. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely those type of music. Even my mom could have listened to it. She's like, what the hell is that? And
Yeah.
I feel that's why it had such a big impact on the world, is because
Sure.
it was reaching everybody, not only dubstep dudes or
Right.
like bassheads like me. So I felt that's what exploded that
Sure,
much.
sure. All right, well, about the end of
Love
it.
you, Sonny.
Skrillex.
Oh, you mean Sonny?
Oh yes, Sunny. Scary monsters and nice friends. All right, Fred. Next up on your list, The Doors.
Damn.
Light My Fire.
Ali was obsessed. I'm still obsessed. Like Jim Morrison used to write, used to write poem
Uh-huh.
as well.
Yeah.
I used to American poem and everything. I used to read them and like be a massive fan. And this song, Light My Fire.
Yeah.
So literally again, all my high school, like
Yeah.
whenever I was switching from like this or Nirvana or
Uh-huh.
like other groups, like
Yeah.
it was really just always the vibe. And like when I watched the movie and like some lives with them, like it was always like the song that so crazy. The pianist,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is so insane.
Well,
Like,
Ray Manzarek. What was crazy is they didn't have a bassist,
yeah,
and so he was playing one keyboard of keys,
and the other one had the
another
bass.
bass.
Yeah, and he's
Oh.
going like this. One's on top of the other one.
So insane.
You know?
Yeah, like so much talent.
Yeah.
And like it's just like the whole movie and like everything, like this song and Riders on Storms.
About what age
too.
were you when you first discovered this? The Doors or this song or?
I feel like that in Nirvana was probably around like 15 or something.
Yeah.
Were
Like,
you?
that's, like,
Were you?
16
Did
years
you
ago.
have your producer head? Were you trying to pick things apart? Were you like, oh, that's a
Oh no,
keyboard,
I
that's a
was
bass?
like, I
Or you
was
just sitting there with your mouth open, like,
I was really just having. He was my god, so I had
Okay.
a picture of him, and I was trying. If you check picture of me when I was younger,
Yeah.
I had the same hair as him, like as.
Oh,
long.
nice.
Wow.
And I was like, really, like he was like so influential, like such an influencer, and like in the time, like when I started doing music, like
Uh-huh.
I never like it came up like that, you know. I never learned music, I never practiced music, I never really like the only instrument I played when I was in high school was trombone, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
stopped because it hurt my lips too much. I was like, no, it's like not for me. So I didn't understand. I was just like, I think that was good point too. Like I was just appreciating music how it was. I wasn't thinking too much.
Sure.
I was like, the kick is not hitting hard enough. So, like,
Right.
that
It
snare
needs to-
could
yeah.
be more punky. Like you need more sausage fat now. I feel I should go back in there and like just listen to music
Yeah.
how it was, because sometimes whenever your brain thinks too much and like you
Yeah.
check too much thing, you lose the actual impact of the song itself.
Sure.
So when you listen to stuff now, like yesterday, you turn on the radio, are you
Yeah.
listening going, ooh, that kick, oh, I know that drum, oh, he used that plug-in, why is he still using that? Are you
Yeah. I feel like
Are you tearing it apart as a producer?
not that much, because like I'm still like such a big fan of them that
Okay.
I still want to appreciate everything.
Yeah.
The craziest thing for me is like with that music still being so like way older out of our time, it's still like a banger that everybody
Right.
listen, and like
True.
that's something I feel like it changed in our time, you know, like a EDM song or like beside like Skrillex, like some massive hits,
Yeah.
gonna stay like a longevity of like maybe a month, you know, like instead like I don't know, it's so that's like a different culture that I'm still trying to understand why this or like Led Zeppelin or Nirvana, like anywhere you still play them, but like some songs they don't last as long. I'm trying to understand. That's the other point I'm trying to understand more than the kick.
Right.
I'm trying to understand why
The longevity of
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
did they put in there? Like, what's the recipe? Like, I mean, it's definitely so catchy and they have so much talent, but our days, we already have so many awesome artists, you know, but what made the difference that this song is like timeless
Right.
compared to other stuff that came out today,
Well, when you
know?
figure that out, you let
I'll
us know.
come back on that show. Let you know, like,
You let
listen,
us
guys,
know.
like, so that's definitely like the
Get
other
that
part.
secret sauce. And you let
Yeah.
us know.
How about Skrillex breaking a sweat with the Doors?
Oh yeah, of course. That was definitely like when
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah.
It was like not a dream coming true, but I was really skeptical about. I'm like, damn, that's like two biggest people.
Sure.
Like I know, you know.
Yeah.
So you're like, what's gonna happen with it?
Right.
Because like sometimes whenever you have too much, not ambition, but you're like,
Yeah.
you expect too much. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, that's not good.
It was dope.
But I actually,
Yeah.
exactly, I actually think it was a perfect mix of like
Yeah.
perfect melody and like how they worked it, like the pianist and like,
Yeah.
like the vocal that we took from it.
Yeah.
And like it's alright. Like
Yeah.
all the instrument, I really feel it has the touch, but like more modern.
Sure,
on it.
sure.
So I was really stoked about it. So I had no hate. I really loved it.
Yeah, I loved it
I
too.
listened to
Yeah.
it many times. I have to be honest.
All right, there it is. The Doors, Light My Fire. All right, next up, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experience, original copy, courtry of our boy Dave Fogg.
Damn.
And Purple Haze is your cut on here.
I think
That
he
is-
actually got this sign when he was alive then.
No.
Right, when he
Damn.
was like a zygote, yeah.
Yeah, I love like whenever like I was younger and like all the Doors and everything, I felt they were like all in the same like era.
It
You
was like
know?
the Crew, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And I was buying so much merch, you know, of like the Doors and everybody, and like that was one of the first piece of merch that marked me. That just like that purple thing and like that came with the song. That was one of the first piece of like shirt I bought, and everybody had it at high school.
Yeah.
So I know I was in a cool gang group.
Yeah.
Just by wearing it, and
How are you coming across all of this? I mean, this is old music. Like, how? I mean,
I'm
it's
old.
classic. it's classic, but like, were you just like, oh, I like this, I like this?
I just had to hear. Like for me, I was like I became like I'm still a visual artist.
Yeah.
Like in like my time, but like I feel I was really influenced by like the graphics and like for me when I see something that appeals to my eyes, I want to hear it or I want to hear more about it.
Right,
you know?
right,
And
right.
I felt that's being like the most popping thing in the time, and like by seeing like those crazy afro, that genius about like when he plays guitar, it's like one of the
without
best
a doubt.
guitar player in like in the
Yeah.
time, you know, and like it's part of still like all that and all along the Watchtower, some piece of song I was trying to learn when I was younger,
Yeah.
and didn't happen because it's too crazy, but still
Right.
I tried. But it's part of like that era of like influencing all the kids like me,
Sure.
and like going at school, like listening to that, and I mean like there was some cool message to those records too, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It was like not always like dark. It was about like weed or like being happy.
Right,
and, like,
right,
it was
right.
like
The
so I-
politics of the time.
Yeah, it's
and
not-
loving and
yeah, exactly. I feel like there was some cool message that was part of like not all of these songs, just some songs that are really darks, but like so there's still pretty much some words I wouldn't understand,
Okay.
but I'm able to like understand them. Like not in the time now, I'm able to understand more and more like the big line of like
Right,
the song.
right,
Yeah,
right.
But in the time, like any French people would just listen to it. I mean, as for me, you know, like in my group of friends, like it would just we don't hear anything 'cause
Right,
we don't
right.
have English courses.
Right.
Where I'm
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Like we had one English course. It's like I want to go bathroom and that's it, you know. Like so for them, all the lyrics and all of that came on like whenever I started touring and like understanding more, like being more in like my lifestyle of like talking with
Right.
friends. So now I'm able to catch more everything and the message they had, but I still feel like the music were like transmitting like such an awesome vibe and a cool vibe to people, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it, and that's why I loved it. All my friends and I. So
Yeah. All
really
right.
love
There it
Jimi
is.
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. All right, next up, Led Zeppelin's 4th LP, and the cut on here is Stairway to Heaven, of course. And
Literally one of my favorite songs in the whole entire universe.
yeah,
Yes.
tell us about this.
Man, I don't know where to start. See, like whenever I was listening, but I started listening to all of that song just catch me like off guard. I was like, damn, like all the acoustic, like it was the first song I ever learned on the guitar.
Uh-huh.
And I had my acoustic. I literally like was bleeding with my finger because like trying to and redo everything. It took me probably like 6 months to barely know the intro because I was just learning, and like there was internet, but it was like, you know, like it was
Right.
but then was there, and like I wasn't able to understand it. And, like, I was reading tablature, so I wasn't. I never been like a musical person. I was able to read that, so it took me. I learned it by myself.
Yeah.
But that whole vibe, that solo at the end, and basically I have like all their DVDs, like everything from them, and that Stairway to Heaven live version too is freaking awesome. Like, because that was the part whenever he was going insane on that solo, you know.
Right.
Like, it's like the Moby Dick song that where like John Bonham was playing like the drum for 10 minutes, and on the video you see them, they leave the stage.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, I'll play, and they come back, they go drink, they go chill.
Yeah.
After they come back, and I felt that solo was like, there's so many versions of that solo, there's probably like hundreds. Every show it was doing it different.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. I feel like they reinvented and every time, and so good, you know. It's always so tasteful, so nice. And I was trying to, you could try to learn every single solo that he did for this song, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I love it so much.
Did you ever see Wayne's World when he's in the guitar store, he starts to play Stairway, and they're like, no Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not a meme, but it's like it is. I feel like everybody's first song, it's like so good, and like it's just learned so much about like, the technique and like everything, you know. So, but yeah, I could see that definitely. That was funny.
Yeah, and real quick, I wanted to play the satanic message in the song. Do you know about that? If you play the record backwards, I don't know if this will work on this. Hold on.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can. But
damn, what the hell?
yeah, but if you play it backwards, well, it's not real. It's just some people with imaginations. But it's in the 4th verse, if you play it backwards, it's like, here's to my sweet Satan, blah 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 blah.
What the damn?
Yeah.
I don't like. I know, like whenever in that time, it's kind of like those rumor, like it's a thing that, like Kiss.
Yeah.
You know,
Ozzy
like,
Osbourne.
It's so crazy, but I actually never knew there was something like that. That's a good one. Yeah, this record, I love it. Played it everywhere, literally. Like I know it by heart. So.
All right, there it is. Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. All right, and finally, Slayer, Rain and Blood LP, and this is a Def Jam record, but now it's on Def American, but when it originally came out, it was on Def Jam, and Rick Rubin produced this whole album.
He took it over.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he took it over to his Def American, but this record is, I mean, like, they were really going for shock value here, and I wasn't into this back then, but I knew about this song in particular because of She Watched Channel Zero by Public Enemy, which samples this. And
really?
Yes, yeah. So
I can hear it now, but I didn't know.
Yeah. It's the it's in here, but it's you'll hear it. It's a little break in there.
That's insane.
But I'll put it next to it. But tell us about Slayer.
I mean, that and Raining Blood are like two of my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, from Slayer, you know, like again, like I feel attached a lot to like the first time ever like that happened, you know, like when I played guitar for the first time, Stairway to Heaven. When I tried to sing, didn't work. Come As You Are, you know, first show I ever seen in my entire life. That I played like in Arena in Montreal was Slayer, and I got punched in the face. And I thought that was the nicest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the metal world. I love it.
right.
More.
I'm in it.
And I paid extra to be like in front, not like in a seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember. I mean, I was younger at the time. I was probably like 18 or something.
Yeah.
So I was around people that was like really monster. I thought in my head they were fighting.
Yeah.
Just like it was a war field, you know.
Yeah.
Really, like. insane. And for me, that marked me. I was like, I came back nose beating. I was like, that's insane. That's so
Yeah, and
insane.
you can really hear that in some of your newer music. You have some hard guitars and speed metal-ish kind of sounds.
I
and-
mean, like, I definitely want some of my main influence. Like, everything they do, the riff are so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the singer is insane.
Yeah.
Too, you know, and it's just like,
Yeah.
that's the sample right there. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
oh, damn, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah,
Though.
we'll play it for you if you got a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, there.
There it is. You hear it?
Oh. Damn, that's dope. as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah. And this song basically predicted reality TV in 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I'll
That's-
play it
this
for
is
you in full
RoboCop.
in the car on the way
Oh,
back.
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Running, the one Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Running
it's
Man?
a RoboCop. I buy that. Never mind. I'm going off
Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going off the tangent.
But
This
yeah,
is the
that's
shit.
like it's just like the whole Slayer thing. Like, has been influenced since day one about my music. Yeah, you were talking about like playing guitar.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's just I was always like, I was trying. It's hard like finding like a bass player, a drum,
Yeah.
a singer, finding a place to actually practice. And like, I have the money to rent an off
Yeah.
space too.
Yeah.
So I was just playing by myself. That Children of Bottom, Metallica. At some point, I was just like, I like it. I have the basic, and always been really big into video games.
Sure.
So whenever I started discovering Reason, which like one of the software that my group that had in the time, my guy was producing on it.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, let's try it, and I became like obsessed with it. I took it like a video game,
Nice.
like Zelda.
Yeah,
Nintendo
yeah, yeah,
64, and I was
yeah.
like, I need to get that
You gotta
kick
beat
right.
this. Yeah.
And like, in the game, like I'm really extreme like in what I do. Like, I love like going hard into project, or like if I have an idea in mind, like there's nothing else that's gonna happen
Right.
inside that idea. And whenever I was working music, I was like, okay, so you play Zelda, you beat the last game, you're good. You beat Mario, you play Mario, you beat Bowser, you're good. But I'm like, whenever you do music, like, what's the final boss?
Right,
You
what's
know,
the
like,
final boss?
What
Yeah.
do you do? It's like, and I was like, you win money off of it. Like, you make money and you can live your life.
A tour. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the final
Record
boss.
deal,
And,
yeah.
Yeah, Skrillex
After-
hears it, I'm good. Yeah.
but even there, after it continues, and I realized like, damn, like there's no like ceiling on it
Sure.
on doing music.
Sure.
And like compared to video games, I really got addicted to doing music.
Yeah.
And I discovered like Tor, like Maelstrom, like some cool ass plugin of synthesizer that was like really like I wasn't using Ableton before, so
Yeah.
I just like got to explore with them and got crazier and crazier. Every song, I took it like it has to be crazier than the
Yeah.
older one.
Yeah.
So every song, I was doing song and sound by animals too. I was like, I want to do a frog bass, and I call it
Bass, yeah.
I did one with Buttneck too. I call it. It was Kermit to another one. Like I was trying to do a squirrel sound. I was able to. I was like, oh yeah, it works. And
Yeah.
I took it like as an adventure and experience. But all of that now I'm able to work. I've worked with like some singer of Cancer Bat.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the old guitar player of From First to Last, Travis Richer,
Okay.
on like another record. I met the drummer of Lamb of God like
Yeah.
last week on my show. I was
Nice.
like no way, and like
Yeah.
we're talking about some stuff. So for me, being able to have that background and just use that as like more inspiration, and meeting like some of my favorite artists and like from actual of those bands has been insane. So I'm trying to applying all of this to my recent production, like Crane Bass or Crane Bass Brick Shit, or like
Right,
some
right.
like some more metal record. We just put out one with Kill the Noise and Sullivan King now. That's like really like a metal show, you know. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's all that influence, but everything comes from
Well, it's really cool
Slayer.
to see the influences, how it's
Yeah.
coming together right now. Like,
Yeah.
that is
No,
what-
I mean
yeah.
it's amazing. Slayer has influenced you as a dubstep or vomit step producer, and it also did Public
From
Enemy.
hip hop. like,
Yeah,
that's
hip hop. So
insane.
that's just a crazy influence.
Yeah, and like the fact, like again, when I saw them, like the dude was like so sad because he was doing it last year in Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal, we've been hosting crazy like heavy metal festival, and like it's really big for that. So it was like a big like heartfelt moment when I saw that. I'm like, damn, I'm probably never gonna see
Yeah.
them ever, you know. So that's
Nice.
why like it's one of my last pick, I would say.
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, there it is, Slayer. All right, that is it. This is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo.
I am War and Peace.
And today's special guest,
Frédérik Durand, SNAILS. I want to say you're the plug out here. I might need to call you for like some other vinyl I need.
Okay, I
that's
got
the
you,
guy
man.
right there.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You know,
it was
that's the
really
guy.
makes me
Yeah.
feel back in like high school, like when I was 16.
There we go.
Please only contact me on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a secure channel.
I ask your manager.
I'll punch you on the way out. You'll feel like you're back in this.
Yeah. I feel like back in Slayer. Go play when I like my nose beating. Yeah.
All right, we're out. Peace.
All right,
Thank
peace.
you. Bye.